Hello, Southeastern. You have 15,000 fellow students here. Each one of them has their own stories, their own perspectives, and their own insights. Each one is special if you know what to listen for. How many people's stories do you know? Tune in because we're going to listen, learn, and meet Southeastern. Today, I'm going to be speaking with Nick and Patrick Dolan. These brothers are both computer science majors here, and they live on campus together. However, despite the similarities in their schedules, these brothers are pretty much opposites. You'll hear Nick's voice first, and then Patrick's.
If the two of you had unlimited resources to do something together, what would you do?
We build two really big houses, and we would connect them with secret passageways. And we would also have a secret passageway, you could say. From both of our houses, you would have to take a zip line. You take the zip line, and you continuously take zip lines until you get to one part. And I think we even said that it was going to go, the zip line was going to continue to go, but only we would know when to stop on the zip line.
I think I had to jump off.
Jump off onto a trampoline or something like that. Or
I thought there was
a series of zip lines that you just stop at one and you knew which one to stop at. You climb down, there's going to be scuba equipment in a nearby bush as well as a pond. And you dive to the bottom of the pond, and there's going to be a secret passageway. You go through the secret passageway, and it opens up into this even bigger house where we're going to store all of our arcade games and computers. We came up with that when we were very young. It still holds true.
What is something that not everybody knows about Nick?
He's like, I'm walking the sword. I can go up to him and ask about, or I could be saying stuff.
Just saying stuff.
Yeah. He's like, this word describes it better. I can go up to him with a paper and hey, and he'll revise me. He's like, there's this word. And he'll
You're using a sentence here when you could use
what
a simple word.
Psychomachia. Yeah, psychomachia.
Never heard that word before.
Me either, but I put it in a paper.
What is something that your brother has accomplished?
There was a thing called Teen Court that Nick used to do a lot. In Teen Court, it's kids that have done a felony and they've admitted that they're wrong. If it's their first felony, they can opt in to go to Teen Court. It's a jury of your peers. Only adult that's really into it is an actual attorney that's acting as a judge.
So this is not legitimate.
No, it is. You're actually sentencing people.
Someone to do something. It's not like jail. It's like community service.
But these are people who have actually committed real crimes.
Yeah,
stealing less than $300
or
causing a fight.
Yeah,
was a big one.
So how do you get picked to be on a jury like that?
I mean, it's volunteered. It's all volunteer, but you have to go
volunteer to be an attorney too.
So these are people who have actually been convicted of a crime, and you're sentencing them.
Yes.
They've admitted their guilt to the crime. Yes.
Anyway, he was prosecution, and he was probably one of the best prosecutions that they had at that time, especially since everybody that was defense really did not like going up against him because he would win most of the time, unless you were really good at defense.
Or the jury was rigged.
Yeah, or the jury was rigged.
What was the highlight of your childhood?
Mine would probably be, I had cancer as a kid, so I guess after that was a big milestone in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. What is your next step after Southeastern?
Get a job. Programming.
Yeah, his is programming. Mine's software development. I wanted to go talk to the client and decipher what they're trying to mean, because most of the time the clients do not know anything of how software actually works. Sometimes they don't even know how to turn on a computer, but they know how their particular field works, and we want to make a software for them, and I want to actually also program like him.
So you want to be able to talk the problems out face to face with people?
Yes,
basically.
And decipher.
And you don't want to deal with people?
I don't want to translate.
How would you describe your brother's style?
Nick's is hyper. I know you can't see, but he is shaking his leg right now. He cannot sit still. Actually, if he does sit still, he can't form coherent thoughts.
I tried once. I sat still for 10 minutes. And it was hard. Pretty sure I was fidgeting with everything.
And the person that told you to do that, she said that you weren't able to basically talk.
So how would you describe Patrick's style?
If the world was burning, he'd just be like, oh well, can't help.
I just stopped caring. Really, once I get to sleep, I'm like, I don't care.
Overall, he lets things be, and he doesn't get angry at stuff or overreact. So he keeps a calm head.
Do you ever argue?
Yeah, sometimes.
It depends on what you define an argument. If it's something that he just wants to try to make me argue, then
yeah,
I don't know if that's...
We disagree on a lot of stuff, but as far as heated debates go, not too many.
What is your major?
Computer science.
Mine's information systems.
I'm pre-MBA.
So what's the difference between the two?
He has to take a lot more businesses than I do.
He has to take more maths.
You also have a minor, right?
Mm-hmm. Music.
And you used to have a music minor, correct?
Yeah.
How would you describe the culture of the computer science department?
children.
Wrapped in adult bodies with very, very dirty minds.
Is there an upside to your department?
The people on it are really nice, and they know what they're talking about, and they can think for themselves. They aren't just told information; they actually think about stuff before they speak, and they solve problems.
What about the major itself? What was the draw for you?
I liked how you could create whatever you wanted just because you were like, oh hey, I want this, and then you do, and it's done.
When Nick was first in his first computer science course, he's like, hey, can I do this? I'm like, yeah, you can basically do whatever you want. He's like, really?
And it makes money, which is also nice.
So you guys have been mentioning to me before we started recording that you haven't been getting much sleep. So what's been keeping you up?
I've been working on a website that will simplify the scheduling of lessons for my music instructor, who has to deal with 25 student schedules every semester, and it usually takes him on average like 2 weeks to do it. So hopefully we'll be able to do that for him with the click of a button.
Did you get to choose that project? Or
In a way, I mean, the client's my music instructor, so I was his foot in the door, and he was my foot in the door as far as I need a client.
mm-hmm.
So he was like, I need a program. I was like, match made in heaven right there.
What about you, Patrick? What have you been working on?
It's like Nick's class, but on steroids. He's got a full semester. We've had, in this semester, 3 different phases, which each one is a totally different project with totally different team members. And we're on the final phase. And in this phase, we're having to make a mobile application and a web application.
How are you connected to campus?
Music. I absolutely love the music program here. I'm in a lot of the bands.
I used to be really involved in music. Still go to a lot of the music concerts and
we know people in it.
yeah, we know a lot of people. The music department's very social. Once you know people or they know you, whenever you meet them, you're like, hey, it's never a dull moment.
So why did you, Nick, want to be involved in music?
It's good. It makes you use parts of your brain that you didn't know you needed before. It's an expression of an emotion or a feeling or something that you've gone through. So if you learn to relate yourself to the music that you're playing, you can pour your soul into the music, and it's a great way to express your own feelings. And some music is kind of out there, but it's to express those feelings you don't know about. And it's a good stress reliever because, I mean, it makes you face those emotions that you didn't want to face.
I know you had to drop music because you're too busy now, but was the draw for you any different?
It's weird how I started. He wanted to be in band, and it was either I play an instrument or I sit there and do nothing or homework. This is back in middle school. So it was either I sit there, however long they were going to be in band, and my mom was probably going to make me do school because we're homeschooled, or I could go pick up an instrument. But then I actually started enjoying it. Music brings a lot of connections, and I used to be really, really, really shy, and that's probably actually brought me out a little bit more.
How would you describe the culture of the music here?
Like we said earlier, social. They are not a particularly shy group.
But it's like a family, really, is a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows everyone. From the time that you start in the music program to the time that you graduate, you're going to be in the same classes with everyone.
You'll actually point it out if they have not seen you in that building. You're like, what are you doing here?
When someone who is not part of the music department walks through the building, everyone knows. Because, like, who is that person? I mean, we're really, really nice. They're all, like, super polite and very friendly.
What is something that you think makes Southeastern unique?
Small classes.
The people in faculty care about the students. They don't.
Yes.
They're not too focused on, oh, we need to make money, we need to meet our quotas and stuff. They care about, we need to give the best education that we can give so that these people can succeed when they graduate.
Like, what does the marketplace actually want? Instead of how many people can we get into graduate school?
As fast as possible. All the faculty are super nice, and they actually take the time to
Get to
care
know you
about
by
students.
name.
Yeah, especially since the classes are so small.
What do you know about what happened in Nepal last week?
I know that there was a really, really big earthquake, 7.9 magnitude on the Richter scale, and that a lot of people were hurt, hundreds of thousands were left homeless, and a lot of people were killed, and that the aftershakes were just as devastating given how many there were and how serious they were.
What do you know about what's being done to help them?
A lot of the Nepalese students are doing fundraisers and asking for donations to help support their country. That's happening a lot around here.
Do you guys have any Nepalese friends, and what effect do you see this having on those people that you know?
They generally are more worried about family members and overall the future of their country. I mean, it's tragedy what happened. So yeah, of course they're more worried.
we're in the last week of school now, heading into finals week. Do you think that's going to have an effect on their grades?
Maybe if they're not a freshman, because it's generally just because their education seems to be a lot better than ours when we come out of high school. It's like they've already been taught some things, especially like if they're in a math course or something like that. They're really bright. So, but in their junior or senior year, it depends on the course.
What do you think our school should or can do to help in light of this situation?
I think there needs to be an event that raises awareness about Nepal.
That's all for this episode. Remember, everyone has a story. You're walking past hundreds of them every day. So stop, talk to somebody, meet Southeastern.